All right, this is chapter 6, Boss of Lunch. It was the funnest dream I ever had. I looked exactly like Miss Gutsman, except I had my own face. Also, I had my own apron and my own plastic mitts and my very own hairnet. I was a vision, I tell you. I worked my hardest in the kitchen. I washed all the carrots and I made all the hoagies. Plus, also, I ate all the sugar cookies. After a while, room 1 came into the kitchen with their trays. The children saw how hard I was working. They called me boss of lunch, and they skipped around me in a happy circle. After that, they carried me all around on their shoulders. May did not participate. I waved at her when I went by. Then a duck flew in and chased her out of my room. Do you remember May? May was the one that said that bought lunches were better than brought lunches. That May. That morning, I woke up laughing in my pillow. And guess what else? At school, my day kept on getting better and better because I gave Mr. Scary my permission slip. And he let me go to the cafeteria at 10 o'clock a.m. And so I hardly even did much work. Miss Gutsman was delighted to see me again. She said I could start helping her very soon, but first she wanted to show me around the kitchen. It was the hugest kitchen I ever did see. It was a kitchen a giant would have. Look at how big everything is, Miss Gutsman. Look at how big the dishwasher over there. And look at all those big refrigerators. And whoa, look at all those big sinks and that big giant freezer. I kept looking, and look at that big can opener, and look at this big floor we're standing on, and look at these big walls, and that big light switch, and those big... Miss Gutsman interrupted me. Okay, let's move on, shall we? I'd like you to meet some of the other folks who work here, Junie B. After that, she took me over and introduced me to 6 grown-ups. I waved at those people kind of shy. They waved back. Plus, also, they said, welcome. But here is the bestest part of all. After I met all the people, Miss Gutsman opened a big drawer, and she handed me a giant white apron. My mouth fell open at that huge thing. Or that hugey thing. You mean I get to wear this, Miss Gutsman? I get to wear an apron just like yours? Wowie, wow, wow! This is my dream come true. Miss Gutsman winked at me. Well, we sure don't want you to mess up that pretty flowered dress of yours, do we? After that, she pulled the apron over my head and she tied the straps around me. Look how happy she is in her apron. I looked down to the ground. The apron came down to my shoes almost. I twirled and twirled all around. Oh, I love this apron, Miss Gutsman. This apron makes me feel like a princess. Miss Gutsman said I had a good imagination. After that, I put on my mitts that she had given me and twirled some more. Now I have the whole complete outfit practically, I said real happy. And then, what do you know? All of a sudden, Miss Gutsman reached into her apron and she pulled out a hairnet. A hairnet just for me? She put it on my head. Oh boy, thank you, Miss Gutsman. Thank you, I squealed. Then I zoomed to the oven and stared at myself in the glass. Look at me, just look at me. I look like a real professional lunch maker. After that, I stared and stared at myself some more, and I couldn't even stop. Look at her stare. She's so excited. All right, that's end of chapter 6.